Hi guys, in this video I'll show you how to download a document using Alfresco. So in the previous video I created a service where we could create a document in Alfresco, and this time what we will do is we will download this document into our local folder. So the first thing that I will do is I'll just create a class and I will just name it as download document. Okay, and I'll hit finish. Now since I'm going to download a document, the first thing that I need to do is I need to create a session. So I'll just create that session factory equals to session factory impl dot new instance. Now this will help us create a session. I'll just import the session factory. All of the libraries I will leave a description. I will leave it in description, a link to it, so that you guys can go over there and download it. And after creating a session, I will create a map. Now this map will be so that I can store all the parameters for the session to be created. Both will be string, and I'll just name it as parameter since we are passing these parameters. New hash map string, and yeah, and this will be hash map. Okay, I'll just import the hash map as well. Now what I will do is, after I've created this session, what I need to do is I need to pass the parameters inside it. So I will write parameter dot put, and the first thing that I need to do is pass the first username, session parameter dot, which is the username, and the name would be क्या fuck यार दो मिनट में हो गया. Sorry. So after I've created the hash map, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set those parameters. I will write parameter. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot this thing. I'll just make it an instance block. Okay, and I'll write parameter dot put, and inside that I need key and value. So the first thing that I'm going to put is the username. So session parameter dot user, this will be our username, and here I will pass the username. My username is admin, and my password is also admin actually. I will just write dot password. Okay, now this is nothing but our user credentials. I'll just write it here, user credentials. And after I've added this, what I'm going to do is we need to add the connection settings. I'll just write it over here, connection settings. Now that I've added the connection settings, I'll just pass the parameters again. So parameter dot, okay, yeah, parameter dot, the first thing that we need is the URL. So I will write dot atom URL. So this will be our URL, and so the URL that I have is this. So this will be our URL. Let me just copy it and I will paste it over here. Just give me a moment. Yeah, the next thing that I need to add is the binding type of it. So I'll just write dot binding type. Sorry, and it will be binding type dot atom dot value. Close it. Yeah, so by doing this much, we have established the connection hopefully with the Alfresco. Now what we need to do is we need to tell it which repository we are going to access. So the first thing, let me just write repository over here. Now inside this, the first thing that we need is the repository name, which repository that we are going to access. But instead of using the name, what we will use is we will use the ID of that repository. Okay, so let me just add it, session parameter dot repository ID. And over here, if you have seen my previous video, I've showed you how to get the repository ID from Alfresco. So my repository ID, I have saved it over here. So if I'll copy this and I will just paste it here. Okay, so we have got the repository ID as well. Now all we need to do is we need to just build this entire session that we have just created. So let me just create a session first. So create a session. We have added all the details above here using the factory. Now we just need to create the session using all of them. So I will write session equals to factory. Factory is nothing but this factory that I've created, so it will be factory dot get repositories. So we need to get the repositories. Inside that we will pass all the parameters that we have just created. This parameter, and we'll get the first repository that it returns, which is at 0, and then we will say create a session for that. Okay, so we need to access the root folder of our repository. So this is my repository. If you guys can see, this is my repository, and the root folder of this, if I want to get it. So the folder that we are trying to get is my first folder, I guess. Yeah, this one. So what I will do is I'll write folder root. The root folder is not this one, this will be the root folder. Yeah, session dot get root folder. So I've got the root folder as well. Now what we need to do is, so we are here, we have reached till here, we have created a session, we got the repository, we have got the root folder. Now we have to go to this folder to access the document inside it, which we need to download, of course. I'll just import the folder as well. Now after we have imported the folder, what we need to do is we need to set the path so that we can access this folder inside this repository. So what I will write is, I'll write string path equals to, and I will write my first folder / sorry, it will be, yeah, my first document. So my first folder, my first document, as you guys can see, there is my first folder. Inside that there is my first document which we need to download. After adding this path in the string, what we will do is we need to get this document. Now to get this document, I will pass this path in this. So document doc equals to session dot get object by path. So the path I've already specified over here. I'm just going to pass that path over here, and I'm going to just import the document object. Sorry, I'll just hit finish, and we need to typecast it since it will return an object. I'll just write document over here, and this should resolve the issue. Okay, now after we are done with this, what we need to do is we have got the document try block. Okay, now inside this try block, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a content stream first. So content stream cs equals to doc dot get content stream. Okay, now initially I will keep it as null, and after that I will create a buffered input stream. Buffered input stream in equals to new buffered input stream, and I will just write cs dot get stream. So it will get me the content stream over here. I'll just import it, the Control Shift O buffered. Sorry, I made a typo. Yeah, I'll just import it, buffered input. Okay, file. Suppose your file, I will write your file equals to new file, and I need to give it a position, like the path where I want the file to be downloaded. So I will write in my G directory new folder, that is the name of the folder, and inside this I will write the name of the file. So I will write, suppose test document, for example, .txt. Now after I've imported the file, what we need to do is I need to create this file. So I will write your file dot create new file. Okay, so this will create the new file that we want, and now once we create that file, we need to use the file output stream. File output stream FOS equals to new file output stream, and I will pass my file inside it, your file, and I'll just import it, file output stream, and after that I will of course use the buffered output stream dot stream. I'll just write BOS over here equals to new buffered output stream, and I need to pass the file output stream inside this. Okay, so once I'm done with this much, I'll just import the buffered output stream as well. Now what we need to do is we need to we need the data. So for getting the data, what I'm going to do is the data that we are going to write in this file, this new file that we have created. Now for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a byte array so that we can use it one by one. So byte array buf, I'll just write for the time being, equals to new byte, and I'll tell it how many characters. For example, I'm saying 1024 characters will come inside it, and then I will create an integer. Just give me a moment. Now this integer that we are creating, you can understand while I continue writing the code. So then I will write while, okay, and inside of it, first thing I will write is the n that I'm using, and if n equals to in dot read, and what it will read is the buf is greater than 0, pos dot write the byte 0 and n. So what this will do is this will write the data. It will help us write. So here, over here, it will read the data from the document that we have got, and over here it will keep writing the data. So one by one it is going to take each of the alphabet or character, and it is going to keep writing on the document. Okay, now once we are done with that, what we can do is we can just close it. So I will close the buffered output stream first, and once I've closed that, what I need to do is I need to close the FOS as well. So that is also closed, and input stream close. The next thing what I can do is we are done the code, I guess. All I need to do now is I need to catch. So since we are using a try block over here, is throwing us an error that it needs a catch block as well. We can use anything, we can use catch or finally or anything, but I'm just going to catch it if there is any exception, just in case. Exception EX, and then I will just say throw new runtime exception, and inside that I will just write ex dot get localized message. This should resolve it. Okay, so we are done with the code. What I'm going to do right now is I'll just try to run the document and see whether it downloads it or not. So what I'll do is I'll just run this class and see whether it is working or not. So make sure that your Docker is also working. My Docker is up and running. I'll just name this method. I'll write public static void download document. Okay, and I will just quickly run this thing. Okay, what I will do here is I will just write download document dot download document. Since it's a static method, we don't have to initialize it. I will directly run it now, and let's just check whether it is working or not. So right click on it, run as Java application. Okay, so let's see, the application has run. Let's just check in our folder. So yeah, as you guys can see that the test document has come over here and it is working. Let me just do one thing for a better understanding. I will just write s out at the end to confirm that everything has worked. I will write file has been downloaded. Okay, I'll just save it and I will run it again. Okay, I need to change the name of the document. Test document, I will write number 2 and I will save. Right click, run as Java application, and here you can see, as you guys can see, that it is saying file has been downloaded. It means that the entire code was executed without any problem. And in the new folder you guys can see that the test document 2 is showing, and the hi this is techie codes is also there. Data that we are getting, it's from the nowhere else but Alfresco. If I open my first document, there is hi this is techie codes. So yeah guys, that will be all the resources that I've used, like the jar files and everything. I'll definitely leave it in the description. You guys can go there and download it. If you guys have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section, and I will reply to them. Yeah, and if you guys enjoy this video, then you can definitely subscribe and like the video. That will really help me out. Thanks for watching. Bye.